Hey guys, it's Danielle, and I am here to share another process video with you. Now, today over on the Felicity Jane blog, it's Sketch Saturday, and so my fellow Felicity Jane teammate, Nay, and I are working with this sketch here, and I'm going to show you my take on it now. So the first thing I'm doing is just pulling out a few things that I think I might want to work with and really just laying them down on the page and getting a feel for what things look good with each other. So the first thing I'm trying to figure out is the tags and what ones I want to use. I have a couple of them that I got from the kit. The black and white striped one came from the page of Cut Apart Embellishments, and the yellow and white striped one is one that I made from a 3x4 card. And then I pulled out a couple of white tags from my stash, and I'm thinking that I might use a mix and match combination and maybe layer some together. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm also going through these 3x4 cards and trying to see if any of them will work with the tags that I have picked and which colors and patterns that I think might go together, and just sort of getting an idea of what might work. Now, the card that I ended up picking out was this white one. It has a thin outline around it and a little heart at the bottom. I think it's super cute, and I thought it would be a great place to journal on. And from here, I'm just laying down the tags that I know I want to use. Now, I know that I want a little bit more room below my photo to work with, so I went in and I resized my photo to be a little skinnier, and I printed that out again. And that just leaves me a little bit more space to play with below my photo. Now I pulled out these wood veneer embellishments because in the sketch above the photo on the left-hand side, it has some sort of triangle type pieces, and these wood veneers reminded me of that. And so I pulled those out, and I'm thinking about placing those in that space. And since I'm using a wood veneer in one area, I decided I wanted to repeat that and use it in another area. And that wood veneer floral is super cute, and I decided I can layer that on the white tag. That would be a great place for it. And right here, I'm just trying to figure out what print that I want to put in that little space above my journaling card. I know that I want it to be a polka dot, probably just so that it contrasts against the stripe. And I also know that I want it to be a darker color just because the yellow and the whites are all kind of lighter. And so I wanted something just different. And I absolutely love this navy color. I think the direction that this layout is going is just making me happy already. I love the colors and patterns together. Right here, I decided that embellishment above my photo on that left-hand side looks too busy. My photo is not centered. We're more on the left-hand side in the photo. On the right-hand side there, you see there's a little bit of white space on my picture, and so I decided that would be a better spot to embellish. And so I'm pulling out some circle embellishments because I thought that they would just look good with all the squares that are happening on this layout. And I decide on this black circle that says love, and that came from the page of Cut Apart Embellishments. And from here, I'm really just deciding where I want to go. I'm just thinking of the layout was looking a little plain, but I didn't know what I wanted to add, and I finally decided another tag would be good. What I was really thinking is to add a bit of floral to this layout. You can see there on the left, I pulled out a floral from the cut apart sheet, and I decided that it looked a little funny with the wood veneer floral. I couldn't get them to look right on the tag together, but I still liked the idea of using a floral, so that's when I decided to make a tag from another 3x4 cut apart sheet in that floral print, and I'm layering that on top of the white tag. But to add even more interest and even more layers to that, I pull out a doily from my stash. And so I'm going to lay that down first and then add the tag on top of that. And I really like the way that's going. And so now I'm going to find a way to layer this wood veneer floral on top of everything. And it's just, I think, going to look nicely all together. What I was struggling with here is when I placed that floral down, it covered up the little hole on that floral tag, and I was like, well, you can't really tell it's a tag anymore. But everywhere else I put it just didn't feel right, and then I decided it doesn't really matter if it looks like a tag. It still looks good, and so I leave it where it's at right there. From here, I'm just trying to find a way to bring in those wood, or not the wood, the rubber charm hearts. I think they're so cute and I wanted to add them to this layout, but I just really didn't like anywhere I put them. And then I pull out these puffy stickers. They have little hearts on them and I think, oh, I'll add some of these. But what I ended up doing was adding these little navy circles to some of the white circles on that navy strip. And I really like the look of tone on tone. It adds some interest, but it doesn't take away from anything else that's going on. And I just think it's the perfect little touch there. So I go with that, and then I decide to start sticking everything down and getting it in place. I really like the direction of everything, and just getting it down and in place just helps because then everything's not floating around. So I start sticking everything down. And before I stick down this black circle, I thought it would be better or add another element of texture if I had this pop up a little bit. So I take some foam adhesive here and I get that down on the circle, and then I place that to the right hand side of my photo. I decided I really liked the placement of that. And because I popped that up, that love embellishment, I thought that I needed to pop something else up on the layout, and I decided that maybe I would pop up this journaling card. But I quickly decided I maybe didn't want to. It would just feel like that's the biggest square down on the lower portion of my layout, and if I popped it up, it would just feel out of place. And then I decided that I didn't need anything else popped up, that it would be okay just to have one element on my page sticking up. It's not like it sticks up that far anyway. I don't know that it was a big deal, so I just decided to not use any other foam adhesive on my layout. So from here, I'm using some glossy accents and getting my wood pieces stuck down to my page. And then after that, I decide that I want to add some stitching to my layout. So I take this page over to my sewing machine, and as you can see, it got real disastrous real quick. I don't know what happened, but to save this layout, I decided to just take my trimmer and basically just cut off my stitching. And so that made my layout a little bit smaller than 8.5 by 11. So I just took another piece of cardstock and I'm going to layer my layout on top of it. So there's just a very subtle border around my page, and I really end up liking the way this looks. I think it looks great and I love it. You can also see that I have my journaling in place, and so this layout is basically done. So I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to felicityjane.com to check out Nay's version of this sketch and to see a few more detailed pictures. And hopefully we'll talk to you all soon. All right, guys. Bye-bye.